Does Steve not like the formula Dr. Hyland recommended?
I don't like it, Sean. I feel like a failure as a mom.
Before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for the future updates.
Welcome to our channel, fellow fans. In the opening scene of Good Doctor Season 7, Sean and Lee are at the clinic. The physician advises them to give Steve formula as a supplement as he is not gaining weight as he should. Lee is surprised when she offers them a sample of the best formula. As the new co-presidents, Glassman and Lim are simultaneously having difficulty striking a balance. Lim believes he now has more work as a result of Glassman's decisions. The agreement Glassman struck with San Jose Medical School serves as a prime example. Now the hospital has to instruct a small number of medical students. Charlene and Dominic are the students in question. Lim and Glassman compete with one another throughout the episode, but they eventually declare a ceasefire and decide to divide the labor equally. Returning to the new students, Charlene, who has autism, looks up to Sean. She calls him her hero as soon as she meets him and makes an effort to win him over. Dominic, on the other hand, is a former football player who wants to use his new vocation to transform lives. Considering that he passes out at the sight of blood, this is yet to be determined. Sean is handling a case involving a father who was brought in by his daughter in this episode. He is joined by Charlene, Alan, and Kalu. The dad is here to see his daughter, who he thinks is making a lot of progress in the tech industry. Sadly, his stay was cut short when he began to cough, causing him to stumble and smash his head. When Sean asks Charlene to tend to the head wound, she takes out her phone and begins to watch a video. Naturally, this does not sit well with the patient's daughter, and Kalu attempts to bring up the matter with Sean. Sean, however, could care less because her actions had no effect on the patient, and she performed the task reasonably well. As the case develops, they learn that their patient needs new lungs due to silicosis. Due to his need for full-time care and concern that he will ruin his daughter's career, the father is hesitant to approve the procedure. On the other hand, she convinces her dad to proceed with the surgery and has no trouble caring for him. Regretfully, Charlene endangers the patient's life by inadvertently disclosing that his daughter works as a prostitute rather than in the IT sector. The father insists on returning to Florida by plane rather than undergoing the surgery. Sean speaks with the patient and counsels him to accept his daughter after they exchange back and forth. He tells the father that his daughter is gentle and never hurts anyone, which is evidence that he raised her correctly. She is an excellent human being, and her identity is not defined by her career. Following this discussion, the father consents to the procedure. Seeing his daughter at his side when he wakes up makes him joyful. They reconcile when he asks to stay with her. Conversely, Charlene finds herself in Sean's bad graces and fights to make amends. When she unintentionally contaminates the surgical area, Sean kicks her out of the procedure. He also accuses her of putting their patient in risk and neglecting to protect the daughter's secret. Sean assigns her easy jobs because of these reasons, but he still discovers errors in her work. Parker, Asher, and Dominic are managing the case of a gambler with a brain tumor in the meantime. The tumor is entangled in his cranial nerves and brain stem. Given the placement of his tumor, Parker is doubtful that he can rescue his patient. In front of the patient, Dominic proposes doing a random trial procedure. His recommendation is a risky and probably unsuccessful procedure. The patient, however, is adamant about taking the risk because he thinks he is going to strike it lucky. Parker tries to discuss the procedure with Lim, but she tells him to make his own decisions. Now that he's a participant, he has to make all the difficult choices by himself. Parker becomes more stressed as he continues to practice for the procedure but keeps failing. In the end, he asks the patient if, given another chance, he would be willing to change his life. The man vows to stop gambling and restore fences with his relatives. Resnick shows up to support Parker as he decides to take a chance despite his concerns about the surgery's likelihood of success. The patient keeps his word and keeps gambling even after the surgery goes well. At home, Lee acknowledges that it is difficult for her to give Steve formula rather than breast milk. She feels as like she is failing as a mother, but Sean doesn't seem to get it. He believes the formula is still effective, and she makes a fantastic mother. Before Lee chomps on his head, Resnick rescues him. Resnick later says she's having trouble too. Without Parker's assistance, she would be inundated. Parker always feeds her infant at night, and she feels bad about not hearing her cry. They get close through their shared hardships and realize that parenthood is difficult but worthwhile. In the meantime, Sean makes it clear that he is still upset with Glassman and declines to go to Resnick's child's birthday celebration because Glassman might be present. In response to Glassman's attempt at apology, Sean expresses his ire over not having met Steve on the first day. But after witnessing his patient battle with his daughter's choices in life, Sean decides to change his mind. At the party, he makes up with Glassman. Despite their arguments, he claims he still wants them to be family. At the conclusion of the day, Dominic makes an effort to lift Charlene's spirits following her embarrassing duty. They turn their negative energy around by listening to Taylor Swift. But since Kalu, Asher, and Alan have made the decision to look after them going ahead, they will be all right. They realize that people make mistakes because they have been there before. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.